Yeah, this is Shamz-View. Good day, everyone. Today's discussion is going to be different from the usual discussion we actually do have. We're talking about confusion, brand building, failures, and different thoughts that comes through our minds when we start off life. Basically, as young Africans, it's actually challenging for us to start off life immediately after school because the environment is not actually being friendly, and then it doesn't really give us right opportunities to propel because there are other factors that is leading to such issues. And then, you know, maybe a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs and all of that, but at the end of the day, you will get to realize that there are several factors actually playing against you. But even myself, I do get confused in most cases about building of brands. What do I really need to do? How can I actually improve my life and all of that? I'm actually stuck in that ship as well. But I will be taking us prior to how we can be consistent, and how we can actually improve our lives. All right. Mostly, you will get to realize that we have tried one or two things and we have failed. Trust me, if you try something and you fail and it doesn't really work out, it shows that you're actually at the right direction. Do not really give up. There are a lot of brands that started, and over many years, people don't really know how they got started or how they started rather. But then over time, we only hear about their success story. Let me give you a story like Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola started many years ago. It started like a drug, like a medicine, that illicit drug, not the illicit drugs, and gradually they evolved into being a drink. Today, Coca-Cola is one of the most widely sold carbonated drinks we have in the world globally. So, and I just want you to know that whatever you're doing at the moment, however it is, you shouldn't just give up. Why? Because there are people who made several attempts and failed. Whenever you fail, it shows that you're actually doing something very tangible. And then if you go back, you look at the story of Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was the one who actually invented the incandescent light bulb. He tried severally and he failed. But at the end of the day, we got to realize that he made a lot of success and the whole world got to hear about it. And then we'll talk about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was one time United States president, if I'm not mistaken. And this guy, if you go back to his own story, he tried elections severally and he failed. He tried multiple of businesses and he failed. And people don't really pay much attention on his failures, right? Yeah, but the name itself is actually, selling. He had, even today, there's no way you can study political science that you wouldn't go back to some of the theories he has propounded. Nobody is paying attention to the failure, right? But to the success. And then if you talk about, there's a prominent name too, like Walt Disney. I'm sure you may not really hear about him. Lost an early animation company due to financial problems. So he had a financial problem, and then he was reportedly told he lacked imagination early in his own career. He had a lot of people dishing Walt Disney, but at the end of the day, the success story was actually very loud. The rejection became the motivation, and the motivation actually made him to be one of the most successful persons we have and all of that. I only want us to look at someone as J.K. Rowling's. Although not a man, her story is often cited because of a powerful lesson on failure, right? Like, she faced a lot of financial hardship, financial problems, and at the end of the day, we got to realize that she actually made significant contributions in life. So she received numerous publishers' rejections, but at the end of the day, she became so very, 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 very strong at the end of it. And then she created immensely successful Harry Potter, the Philosopher's Stones, and built on the world's most successful literary franchises and all of that. Okay, the most popular one that I really want us to look at, Steve Jobs. I know you might not really know Steve Jobs. He's actually the brain behind Apple, the iPhone, the iPad, and other AirPod that we actually used. And then he had his own failure when Steve Jobs started. Was removed from the leadership at the company he helped created. That's Apple. He faced criticism and uncertainty after leaving, but returning to Apple and led a creation of products and reshaped multiple industries. So the lesson now here is sometimes our setbacks might actually be something that we would might propel us into the next level. So over the time, as you are actually getting confused daily, I, as a person, as a young man, I'm actually getting confused too as well, because I've tried a lot of things that I have failed, which one day I'll actually share my own story as well, so we would all understand from this, and then we build over time. So today, we will end this discussion today, but I will be taking us through journeys of successful people who never, gave up in their struggles, and they are prominent icons for us to be with at this point. So cheers for the first edition, and may the good Lord bless us. So we keep talking as time goes on. Have a wonderful day. Cheers. Bye.